close out Week 7 together with a good Monday night matchup, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here are the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffling. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
A first down throw for Cousins. Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
Automatic first down.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
It's the former number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Ferrell, that got in there to bring him down.
And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How are they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
So, Charles, defensively here, you're going up against a veteran quarterback. He's got a lot of know-how, a ton of savvy, but a guy who's not the most mobile of quarterbacks. What's the plan of attack?
You spend all week.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And it's fielded at the 34. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
The Niners offense set to go to work, and it's last year's revelation, Brock Purdy, who leads them out in season number 2 from Iowa State.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going at the pace he's at, it's going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 11 carries, 64 yards.
He's really been someone special to watch this season and brings a really unique element to their offense. Even with defenses focusing on him all year, he still sits 4th in the league in yardage. Hard to come up with an answer for a back playing as well as he has been. They've got their work cut out for them in this one as he chases another big week.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Now Osborne to return it.
It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
12 yards there, first down Vikings.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Meanwhile, Cousins on the throw here, caught by Addison. 10 more there and another first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was trying to find his tight end, Josh Oliver, but it's going to be second down. You look at this Niner defense.
Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't won. And the Niners get there and bring him down.
That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack.
And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to make it fourth down. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. This will be taken at the 10. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
This defense for the Vikings, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They go play action here, Purdy.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The Niners at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. And they coming off their very first loss of the season, suffered a week ago.
So now we can all take that chasing the 1972 Dolphins, take it and throw it right out the window, right? But let's face it, not many teams talk about that or even have interest in it. All they want to do right now is bounce back after that loss. And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Open man is Ayuk, complete. He's got room at the 30.
And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. And he is going to lose yardage here. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain followed by a sizable loss here. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
Purdy looking to throw. They'll find Ayuk open right side.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Purdy with it on 3rd and long.
And the throw there going to be incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the 49ers take a 3-0 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. Cousins.
This is caught by Addison.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
There he goes, right side. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
And we're going to stop play here at least momentarily. It looks like there's a 49er who's in some discomfort. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
And now they'll stop play here at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. And that will be incomplete. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3.
So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Now Brandon Ayuk ready to bring out the rest of this offense here for this upcoming series.
Sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing a 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, that good stuff. You've got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing. Change things up a little bit and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year.
Let's go.
Now it's the fullback. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to take over at their own 38-yard line.
He doesn't give many opportunities to carry it, so he's got to maximize. In this case, after dropping it like that, I think his number's going to go way down. What do you think?
Yeah, and sometimes those fullbacks, let's just be frank, they usually don't have the hands that the running back does.
And it's hard for them because they do so much blocking. A lot of times,
Touchdown, Vikings!
Justin Jefferson
His third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-3. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners set to take over on offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Now Purdy.
And that'll be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Got his target, Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Purdy.
And this is caught. Touchdown 49ers.
Brandon Ayuk.
35 yards.
And the 49ers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And now out comes Minnesota.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. All tied up at 10. 2 minutes left in the first half. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. Here's Cousins. Throw left side complete. That's Osborne.
And he will have the Vikings first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cousins now. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Oliver. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what,
you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
To throw is Cousins.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the 49ers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. They'll get 34 yards there.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one.
Purdy's throw taken in by Samuel.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Flushed out right. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. And this one is right through. And they will take the lead at 13-10.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was the Bears who pick up the victory at home. Khalil Herbert, well over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run as well. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. Kenny Pickett, as sharp as you can be throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in the victory. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome.
The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. There's receiver Brandon Ayuk as San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give running left. It's McCaffrey. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
42 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Purdy on 3rd down.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Oh, boy, Christian McCaffrey shaken up, so hold everything here as they're going to take a look at it. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. First down, here's Mitchell.
The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Purdy. Open man is Juwan Jennings.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And it's a fumble.
And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 13-yard line. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the...
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown.
Elijah Mitchell, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Moody good with the extra point.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th.
Cousins throw pulled in by Jefferson.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. On play action, Cousins.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins now from the 50.
Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 40. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. On 1st and 10, Cousins.
This one caught by Osborne, right side.
Touchdown, Vikings!
K.J. Osborne,
40 yards.
And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Taken at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And able to elude 1 tackler, but only gets this back to the line of scrimmage. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play. That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave, so they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Here's Purdy now on 3rd and goal.
And that is incomplete.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
On On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Oh, the return is Osborne.
It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return,
and it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession, and you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. Oh, he's got a little daylight, and he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
99 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
On first down, they go right back to Hunt.
And he'll get it inside the 35. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Second down, Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
A field goal from this spot would be 51 yards. They'll try to move it closer on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And that will be incomplete as well.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
They didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
Drive starts with a give to Mitchell.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Marcus Davenport brought him down, the UTSA product. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd and 8.
Throwing is Cousins. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the 1st down.
Over the middle, complete to Addison.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Kareem Hunt
taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Vikings have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and they will take a 7-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
So Purdy and the Niners down 27-20. A little under a minute 50 remaining.
They've surrendered a double-digit lead but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Here's Purdy to throw.
Passing lanes, tough to come by with so many defensive backs on the field here late in the game. And it's not just the number of bodies, it's their quickness and their agility that makes it tough to complete a pass.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Purdy.
His throw incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Purdy to throw.
That's going to be caught by Samuel.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. To throw is Purdy.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Throwing, Purdy.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And that's the downside of taking these big shots because they're definitely lower percentage plays. And now you look up, and it's 4th down. So not only do you have to worry about getting big yardage, you also need to just keep the game alive.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught at the 20. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Purdy to throw.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and now fall incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Ball resting on the 20. This is 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Jennings. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Purdy will throw for it.
And he's going to get in for the 2 points. It was an incredibly gutsy call, but they've taken the lead by a point late in the game. They didn't want the tie. They roll the dice and they take the lead.
That felt like a tone setter, didn't it? Forget tying the ball game and feeling like we're just hanging with you. We're going to go ahead and push it to a 1-point lead, and that just changes the complexion of the whole game.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25. So now it's the Vikings' turn.
Trailing by 1 after the 2-point conversion. 30 seconds to go. And they need about 35 yards to get in range for a winner as they come up on first down. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Cousins to throw. Finding Hunt. And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now 3rd down as the clock runs. Cousins completes this to Jefferson. And they will get the conversion on 3rd down, but the clock, a more pressing factor.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
Here's first down.
One last shot now for Cousins. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort.
I can teach you how to get paid, how to get by, and how to get fly. I can teach you how to get cake, if not the whole thing, at least a little slice. Honestly, I'm an immaculate anomaly. I'm an organic organism, ain't no ordinary organs in them. I can't afford any synonymy. That's why my flow is like a cinnamon tsunami with the lemongrass. Ooh, ooh, let me know what you wanna do. If you wanna build, I'm Bobby. If not, then kick it in a